So humog kayo, may mga herbs na among matilawan niya. Pero sa mga gihatag sa Ginoo nga, wa may lasa, wa may lami. Muna lang Ginoo. Giluod na yun may kay buntag hapon paniod to gabi ugma mao ra gyapon o sa kabulan mao ra gyapon giluod na yun musuka na yun may. Muna lang complain sa Ginoo. They did not know that the manna was a loving providence by God. Nga naman, because without the manna, kung imo study yan, na nag-study ng researcher about sa manna, ang say content, it is packed with perfect nutrients na kinahanglan sa tao in order to survive the heat of the desert and the coldness of the night. Kasi there are only two things yung may tabo sa ila. If you're in the desert, una ka dito, possible na mga laos ang imong panit. Niya manghubag ang imong tiil tungod sa sudden change of temperature. So without the manna, kini mga tiil sa Israelites, manglutam ni, kapag mo siya manglutam, no? Kana bang magkubal siya, niya mangliki, magbuak-buak. No, sakit kayo, no? Kanang baga nga kalos sa imong feet. Unya, during the coldness of the night, di ka maka-endure. Kasi sipunon ka, dali ka masakit, kaliturahon ka. Iyon na ang night. And so therefore, God's providence is exactly what they need at that very time. Kaya naman, because of God's manna, walay nasakit sa Israelites, walay namatay. And their skin is healthy pa sa nagluta tayo. Sinaw pa sa nag-maintain of facial wash. Ingon na ang miracle ng gihimo sa Ginoo. Wa nila napansin na why nasakit, why namatay. Niya very healthy ang ilang skin despite the heat and the coldness of the night. And yet here they are, they complain against God. But it was the loving providence sa Ginoo. So may makita nato, maybe di ka ganahan sa gihatag sa Ginoo nila. Maybe wa ka nalamian sa iyang gihatag sa imong nga pagkaon. Maybe wa ka na kontento sa iyang gihatag nila. But because God gave it to you at that moment, maybe that's exactly what you need. And just like the Israelite, He gave what they really need at that time. Diyan mo masabtan ngano nasuko gyud ang Ginoo sa Israelites. Kay ingana sila ka ingrato, wa nila nakita na protection to sa Ginoo kanila. Ano na suko sa ang Ginoo sa Israelites. Usahay kung ano masabi ng Bible niyo ka. Ano mo bitaw na suko dahil ng Ginoo diri? Ako ikaw mo bitaw magkaon na ng mana, tibok si mana, tibok bulan, tibok tuig, magyaw-yaw sa kuy. But we disregard that what God gave to them is exactly what they need. And yet, they have complained against God. And so therefore, we view God as, kung atong ibutang atong situation sa life sa mga Israelite, we view God as harsh and depriver of things. Mayroon din sa Ginoo, pagkaway lamig sa Ginoo, pagka-way ayo sa Ginoo, naanta ko'y gusto di man niya ihatag. Kung sa may dautan ni Ana. So we view Him as a depriver and harsh to us instead of a loving Creator who provided what is good for us. Yun na ang ato ang ato. Let me share to you a story. Nay duha ka mag-amigo. Okay, ang isa ka amigo, one day iyang bisita ang iyang amigo, niya nakita niya nga subo gitay. He was so sad. Then natingala ang amigo. Niya gilak-gilak siya. Ingon ang amigo, what has happened to the world? What has the world done to you, my old friend? The sad fellow said, let me tell you, 3 weeks ago, my uncle died and he left me $40,000. Yung mga amigo, uy, that's a lot of money. May hilak man ka. Nakagani kay kwarta. Ayun siya. But yun ang amigo nga nasan. But you see, 2 weeks ago, my cousin, which I never knew, died and left me $85,000 free and clear. Walay dagdag, walay na i-tax. Natag sa'yo. So, yung amigo niya, oh, kalami niya, sounds to me that you are very blessed. And siya, oh, you don't understand. He interrupted. Last week, my grand aunt passed away, and I inherited almost $250,000 from her. So, na-shock na yun tayo amigo na. Now, the man's friend was really confused. And he said, then, why do you think, and why do you look so sad, despite? Naglibog na ko ni mo, anong goal magkakayo mo? Nagkangay ka kwarta. Ngayon, ang iyang amigo na nag-goal nito ba? Ang problema mo ni, karong si manaway na matay. Why naghatag na ako? That is why the question, have you thanked God for not giving you some things? The irony is this, we only gave thanks to God on the things He has given us. Pero pag-abot sa mga butang, wala ihatag sa Ginoo, masukok ka sa Ginoo. What's my point and moral of the story? Don't you know that sometimes God withholds things from us? It is because in His loving provision, it is not good for you at that moment. Then if it is not good for you, masukok ka sa Ginoo. Kung iyang i-withhold. Then why do we get mad and sad and frustrated before God if He deprives us of things we ask? Why? Because we think that His provision is not good for us. And we think that His answers is not good for us. So let me close this by sharing you a story of the eagle and the weasel. Sabot mo siya weasel, no? Ang weasel usa na sa mga kani mo ni weasel. Mura na siya o dito kasabot kung iring o iro, mga anak. Pero very wild din siya o niya. Isog kaya ni nga animals. Bisan ang bitin, mahadlok sa iya. Mga cobra niya, bisan kung sa iyang kaunon. Na characteristic sa weasel. So listen carefully sa atuang story. This is about the bald eagle and the weasel. A man once saw a bald eagle soaring in circles. The eagle began to tighten, and the man looked over to see a weasel. Suddenly, the eagle dropped out of the sky like a jet and caught the weasel in its talons. Amazingly, as the eagle began to fly away, the weasel began to eat away at the breast of the eagle. Palo siya. The man watched as the weasel tore away at that eagle, snapping bones and chewing flesh. He watched the eagle fold up and crush, and the weasel went on his way. So yan ang gusto. Kasi mo, dagit niya, kuha niya, kuha siya kabalo. Tanaw niya ang weasel, wow, lamiyaw eh. Pero kuha siya kabalo, nisukot. Ang ending is that siya ang namatay, dili ang weasel. So what is the moral of this short story? Getting what you want does not always work out the way you think it will. Sometimes the things we want will ruin us. So ay mo kasuko sa Ginoo kung hindi niya ihatag na. Because maybe it will ruin you. Because maybe it will crush you down. And so therefore, we need to trust the Lord that He alone can provide what is good for us. Only God knows what is best for us. Because He alone is wise and knows what is good for us. Do you believe that?
Yes.
Do you take that? Or can you take it? I hope and I pray that by faith, you will learn to trust the wise and the God who knows everything that is good for us. So may challenge me. I may not know your desires right now, but God knows. I may not know your prayers, but He knows. I may not know the longings of your heart and the things you want to acquire, or even the desires na gusto nimo mahitabo to you or to someone else. But God knows it. But do you trust Him to be the final decision and to make the final provision for you? And so this is the implication that God said, God saw what is good for us. And so in response, atong